Forget everything you think you know about Spartacus, the Hollywood epics, the heroic speeches, the triumphant battles of freedom against tyranny. But the truth, the real story, is far grittier, far more complex, and far more devastating than the legend we've inherited. Today, we're peeling back the myths to confront the uncomfortable truths buried beneath centuries of storytelling. Because Spartacus wasn't merely a symbol. He was a spark that ignited a fire Rome could no longer ignore. And that fire came with a cost. Spartacus did exactly that. But here's the dilemma. Was he truly an icon of liberation? Or does his story serve as a chilling reminder of rebellion's true price? Is the legend of Spartacus a beacon of hope, or a warning of what happens when you stand against a power too vast to topple? That's the question we dare to confront. Slaves made up nearly a third of the population, and the gladiatorial system wasn't just entertainment, it was psychological warfare. It was a constant reminder to all enslaved people: resistance ends in blood. Gladiators were trained weapons, fed, hardened, and broken for the arena. But in this system of brutality, Rome made one critical mistake. It gathered skilled fighters together and taught them how to kill. And among them was Spartacus. He was a Thracian, likely a soldier, possibly even an auxiliary in Rome's own army. Captured, enslaved, and forced into the gladiatorial school of Capua, he became a living spectacle for Roman amusement. But beneath the surface burned a man who remembered freedom, a man unwilling to die for entertainment. In 73 BC, the breaking point came. A small group of gladiators, armed with kitchen knives and whatever they could grab, fought their way out of the school. 70-something men against the most powerful empire on earth. The odds were impossible, but they did the unthinkable. They seized wagons of weapons, fled to Mount Vesuvius, and declared something Rome had not heard in centuries: "We will not be slaves." Slaves, shepherds, deserters, the desperate, and the dispossessed all flocked to Spartacus. A movement Rome could no longer ignore. Spartacus wasn't just a runaway slave anymore. He was the leader of an army. Rome was humiliated. This wasn't random chaos. This was strategic brilliance. Spartacus enforced a strict order, preventing his army from descending into chaos or revenge killings, something unusual for mass uprisings. His forces were not savages. They were soldiers with a purpose. But what did Spartacus really want? Was he simply trying to escape north and return home? Or was he forging a revolution that threatened Rome itself? Others argue he was becoming a revolutionary leader, a man seeking to topple the empire. But one fact is clear: as the army grew past 60,000, so did Rome's fear. And when Rome fears, Rome crushes. Some wanted to escape north, others dreamed of marching on Rome itself. These fractures weakened the unity Spartacus had worked so hard to build, and Rome seized the opportunity. Rome sent its wealthiest man, Marcus Licinius. Crassus, cold, ruthless, and methodical. Crassus was determined to end the rebellion no matter the cost. And it cost dearly. He reintroduced decimation, executing 1 in every 10 of his own soldiers to restore discipline. He cut off Spartacus's escape routes, built trenches, fortified positions, and starved the rebels out. The noose was tightening. But Rome's revenge was something no one could forget. It was a message so horrifying it would echo through time. No survivors, no mercy, a message carved in blood. Never rebel again. The revolt was over. But the story was just beginning. Despite the brutal end, Spartacus refused to die in history. From slave revolts in the Caribbean to anti-colonial uprisings and modern movements fighting injustice, Spartacus became a symbol of resistance against the impossible. His name whispered hope to the oppressed. Hollywood embraced him as a hero. Books, films, and TV series turned him into an icon of freedom and defiance. But every retelling softened the harshness, reshaped the motives, and added ideals that history can't confirm. In many ways, Spartacus became less a man and more an idea. In a world still grappling with oppression and inequality, Spartacus remains a reminder that resistance is possible, even when victory is not. He shows that change begins with defiance, that freedom demands sacrifice, that one voice can shake empires. But inspiration is only half the story. The revolt ultimately failed, not because of cowardice, but because of disunity, improvisation, and a lack of long-term planning. Spartacus had courage, but Rome had systems. Spartacus had passion, but Rome had discipline. Spartacus had thousands, but Rome had an empire. It's a chilling reminder. A rebellion without coordination is doomed to collapse under its own weight. Spartacus's charisma could unite thousands, but charisma alone cannot defeat institutions built over centuries. A movement needs structure, planning, and a strategy for what comes next. Spartacus was the heart of the rebellion, but when the heart stops, the body dies with it. So what can today's movements learn from him? Inspiration is powerful, but not enough. Unity must outweigh personal ambition. Strategy must guide passion. Discipline must match courage. And movements must be built to outlast the leaders who start them. Spartacus shows us both sides of rebellion, the fire of freedom, and the ashes of failure. A symbol of what humanity yearns for, and a reminder of what freedom demands. The myth may inspire us, but the truth teaches us. Thanks for watching. If you want to dive deeper into stories that challenge history, be sure to subscribe.